When Audi launched the original R8 back in the mid-2000s, it was met with a largely positive reaction. Gorgeous inside and out, unique looking, fast, great handling, what's not to like? But in some people's minds, there was one wee catch: what was a slightly upper range company, which is what was Audi at the time, doing building a super sports car that cost almost twice as much as the company's next priciest model. These guys make mainly family cars, can they compete with Ferrari? The proof was in the pudding, and the R8 immediately rose to the top ranks of super sports cars. It is important to note, however, that much of that componentry was in fact developed by Audi for its own and Lamborghini's use. Available only with the 5.2-liter V10 engine and with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and full-time 4-wheel drive, rear axle biased for sportier handling, the 2020 R8 has gone through what will surely be its last refresh in its current form. As before, the car is offered in coupe or roadster body styles. It has received a minor facelift, including a more imposing grille, bigger air intakes for both engine and brakes, and an aggressive rear end with massive twin tailpipes whose growl tells you this car is not to be trifled with. The blades, the at the time controversial contrasting colored vertical side panels behind the doors, were tamed a bit in the last refresh, though not quite as imposing as they were originally. From any angle, this car looks terrific. And serious. Not much has changed inside, not much needed changing. Audi still builds the best interiors in the game. Tweaks to the engine raise power from 540 to 570 horsepower in the base version, and from 610 to 620 in the Performance edition. The engine sits very low behind the passengers, and is dry-sumped, meaning no crankcase in the conventional sense. Oil is stored in a separate reservoir and pumped to the engine as needed. It can provide lubrication at up to 1.5 grams lateral acceleration, of which this car is capable. That, by the way, is exceptionally high for any car, let alone a road-going car. Revised suspension and recalibrated steering provide even sportier handling. Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, developed specifically for this car, provide crazy glue-like grip. Rest to 100 km/h takes a tick or two over 3 seconds, and at that point the car is just catching its breath. The S-tronic transmission, as it always does, shifts absolutely seamlessly. Pull back on the steering wheel paddle, the engine note drops half an octave, and your forward progress just keeps on keeping on. One black mark: the manual override for the shift lever on the console has it backwards. It should always be pulled back to upshift, shove forward to downshift. I mean, just think about how your body weight is being directed under each situation, and it's obvious. But not apparently to Audi's transmission engineers. Rumors of a turbocharged V6 option for the R8, good enough for a Porsche, have been strongly denied by various Audi officials. At admittedly a much higher price level, the R8 is to Audi what the MX-5 Miata is to Mazda. It's a symbol of what this car company is. Could they let it die? Nothing lasts forever. But if you want one, and you should, I wouldn't waste a lot of time.